for questions. Just the health of our team. Ryan obviously is still out, but Josh should be ready to go. We're going to practice right after this for a little bit, and so we'll have the 9 guys who were ready to play, or not ready to play, who played at Boston College and got ready to play. Will be available tomorrow night. So, any questions?
Speaking of that game in rotation, Emil didn't have a great game look like the other night. Didn't play a lot late in the game. What's his status right now as far as?
No, he'll play whether he starts or Josh. I mean, one of the, Emil, Josh, they've been kind of alternating there. So one of the 2 of them and the other 4 guys will remain the same. Yeah.
Mike, we know this before, but it's been a very curious thing about this rivalry that over the last decade or so, the road teams have actually had a better record than the home teams. Is there a reason for that, or anything?
I think both teams are pretty good, so have been really good, and so they can win both places. I think both programs are accustomed to playing in frenzied situations or in big time situations. So they're not. In some respects, it becomes a little bit bigger challenge, and those teams want that type of thing. And fact is, though, both teams are good, so they can win anywhere.
Did you guys adjusted without Ryan? Is it just always going to be a developmental process? Do you kind of hit a groove at some point where you?
I think it's a continuous adjustment process because you went from depending on 3 seniors and bringing along Rashid and Quinn to where they've elevated their game. So all of a sudden, the freshmen become. You don't hide a freshman's weakness now. He has to get stronger. He has to be an upperclassman. And then you're playing freshmen who didn't play as much, whether it be Emil, Murph, and then even in Josh's case, there are more minutes there. So that's an evolving process all the time.
A number 1 ranking, whether you're attaining it, protecting it, losing it, regaining it, how much, if anything, does that play into the growth process of the team?
Well, for us, we never talk about a ranking. As far as a goal or anything like that. So it's just something we have to deal with. Our opponent will talk about it because we've been ranked pretty high for in the top 10 for years now. I don't know what kind of streak we have. We have a long streak of doing that.
200 games now.
Yeah. So that's a long time. That's a lot. Thank you. And where are you when I need you? So the best thing is not to do anything about that, but to realize that the team we're playing against will use that, especially in the month of February and March, as a way they use you. You don't use them, they use you. They get a chance to get a huge win, a resume win. We're a resume win for, we're not the only ones, but and that's what we live with all the time. So we're going to get an opponent's best shot, and not just the best shot, it's a hungry shot. It's a survival shot. It's a line in the sand shot a lot of times during February and March. And that can either make you tougher or it can break you down a little bit because you can get weary going against that. For us, we just have to maintain a course of trying to get better. Each team goes through periods of preparation that is not the same as the teams you're going to play against. Sometimes, and it varies. So at different times in the season, you have weeks that are tougher than others preparation-wise. And it kind of evens out, I think, throughout the conference. Like for us, this is a tough period for us. played BC after a Thursday night game. BC played on Tuesday. Okay? We play Carolina tomorrow. They played on Saturday, we got back at 1 in the morning. It's not, it happens. I'm just saying, we're going through ours right now. We play Maryland on Saturday, they don't play this week. So, okay, how we do this in those 3 games, if we're able to do well, that says a lot. It says a lot more than when we have more preparation or when you're healthy and that. And that's the way I've looked at a season all along. They're just like, this is a hunker down type of week. And it started with the snowstorm in the Northeast. And it's a 3-game, 7-day, you're not going to have as much preparation time. And now, can we do well in that? Like, we really played well at the end of VC to win. I mean, some big time plays. It's not just about the rivalry tomorrow. The rivalry tomorrow ends up being a Saturday game against Maryland. I got to look at this in segments. That's the way I've looked at every season since I became a little bit better coach. All right? You take it in segments like that. And that's why rankings and that, okay, where is it now? It doesn't make any difference. It doesn't make any, let's just take care of the week that we have. And then the other stuff kind of takes care of itself.